Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chadley, and welcome to Chadley Built. It's been a little while since I made an update on the Falcon. I've been posting reels and stuff like that lately, not really a whole lot of videos for YouTube. So I thought, why not go ahead and make an update video of kind of what I've done and where I'm at and where I'm heading at this point. So let me grab my camera here. Okay, so back on the Falcon. As you can see, what are we seeing there? Looks like a top loader sitting in the car. But before we get there, I've had a lot of questions about this tilt front end. And guys, it is the most basic way you could do a tilt front end, honestly. It really is. I mean, outside of, I did make it to where my fenders and hood will unbolt from the structure. The core support itself is welded to the structure because, I mean, I was like, honestly, think about it. If you're ever in a wreck and you screw that much up of the car, you're probably going to have to replace the whole front end anyway, so there's no need to go through all the trouble to make the core support itself unbolt. But fenders and hood can be replaced. But honestly, guys, it's literally the simplest. It's heim joints with weld tabs. 3/8 heim joints with 3/8 weld tabs. That's all it's holding this front up. There's no crazy sliders. There's no ball bearing this. No fancy this or that. You don't need all that stuff, guys. I know it looks cool and people go through all kinds of trouble over engineering things. But at the end of the day, this works. The balance on it is fantastic. It's not hard to open. It's not hard to close. And to clear my doors where I didn't have to have a two-man operation, I cut the bottom of the fenders off. I added a piece of sheet metal at the top. As you can see, I dimple dyed it right here. I was just playing around. I'm gonna get some. I need some smaller dimple dyes. I'm gonna do like 2 more maybe. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I still gotta put one more bolt in it. She's a little loose. And then my fender well headers are actually gonna exit through the bottom of the fenders. My inspiration for this car is a gasser that was called the Hound Dog. I believe it has since went on to being transformed into a different vehicle. It's no longer the Hound Dog, and I believe it has a small block Chevrolet in it now. For years, I've loved how that car looks, and I wanted one. Well, I finally got the Falcon I wanted last May. It was a really clean body. Basic rust, of course. Everything's got basic rust. But this is where I'm at right now, guys. I got the seats are fully mounted and welded in. You can see my mounts. I did crossbars down in the frame rail, not only to stiffen the chassis, but it also gives me mounting points for the seat, as well as mounting points for my harness. And then that very expensive bell housing down there to mount a top loader to a big block Ford 385 series. I really hated spending that much money on just one item, but it is what it is sometimes, and that's what you got to do. Do I regret it? No, not at all. That's freaking awesome. Yes, I am running a long tail shaft top loader in this, which seems kind of counterintuitive considering I set the motor back so far. You'd think you want to run a short tail shaft, but it actually works out really good. Once my slip yoke is in place, I'm actually 5 inches back where my draft shaft hoop goes, so it is good by NHRA specs. Something else that came up there today, somebody literally said, "Oh, your back bar is too high. It's got to be lower than that." Well, it looks that way because I'm using low back seats. Honestly, it does. Even when I look at the pictures, I'm like, that looks kind of low. I don't think it's high enough. But when I actually sit in the car and put a strap over my shoulder, over the roll bar, my shoulders are a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch above the crossbar. So that's legal. It'll be good. There's just been a ton of welding, ton of fabricating. As you can see, I punched holes in the doors and the back trim. I still yet have done it to anything like that on this side. I typically like doing things one side at a time, because the first one you do is kind of your trial and error, and the second one you do, you've already learned from your mistakes, so it's a lot faster. That's the same thing with the seats. I did the driver's side seat first, 100%. Then I came over here and did the passenger seat because I learned everything that did and didn't work over there, and I was able to streamline my process and knock this one out in half the time. So I know some people try to do everything. If you got a duplicate or something, everybody tries to make both pairs at once. I'm not about that. It doesn't work that way for me. It works a lot better for me to build one and then start on the next one because now I know what I have to do next time. What is the next phase for the Falcon? Well, it is time that I start working on steering and pedals. That is what I have to do next. I'm getting real close to getting ready to put sheet metal in this car, get the firewall back in, get the floor pans back in it. Probably run some fuel lines and brake lines before the floors. I haven't decided yet, but that's where I'm at. I haven't decided what pedal set I want to use, or if I'm going to go with a hydraulic clutch or whatnot. I don't know yet. It's those things that I make those determining factors once I'm deep into something on what's going to actually work. First and foremost, I need a steering column, I need a steering box, I need a drag link, I need pedals. So that is my goal right now. And once those components are here, then I can start mocking it up and seeing what the best route for me to go is. But until that happens, I can't tell you what I'm doing. Also, real quick, I did get a surface finishing tool from Harbor Freight, which is really called a burnisher. I've used them in the industry I work in multiple times, finishing stainless steel surfaces. But for some reason, I don't know if it's a trademark name or what, but Harbor Freight calls it a surface finishing tool. It does a really good job, by the way. I mean, that's just a few minutes of work, and I mean, you can almost see my reflection in the dang thing, and that's 40 grit. That's not even like a real polished finish yet. It's just, that's awesome. I did the hood last night too. I still got a little bit more to do on it because it needs to be. It had a lot of surface rust because I don't know if y'all seen it prior video and stuff. It had a lot of just nasty surface rust and really thick, gummy old paint on it. I'm pretty sure somebody painted the hood with house paint because you try to use sanding disc or anything, it just gums up. It did not sand off. And on top of that, there was a almost complete thin layer of Bondo over this whole hood. So you can probably kind of see where the hell dents are in this thing. Literally, the hood looked like a Van Gogh painting or something. It looked really odd. But I finally got all that stuff stripped off. The hood's actually not very bad. It's got some hell dents and stuff in it, but it looked a lot worse with that old paint and Bondo on there. So why did it have so much Bondo? I have absolutely no clue. Didn't need it. It needed somebody who actually knew how to do body work. That's what it really needed. But yeah, guys, check it out. Check it out. Like I say, I got to get this is going to end up being my steering rod because I actually had to redo my steering arms on each side and push them in past the kingpin a little bit to get the accrement right on the front end. So that's too short now, so I'm going to use that off my steering box to actually steer the car with. Then I'm going to buy another drag link. What else? Guys, I get so many questions about these stacks because yes, they are extremely tall. And most people don't know what they come off of, or what they're made for, I should say. These are made for drag boats. These stacks are made for drag boats. That's it. Nothing special. They're not Mr. Gasket. They're not Moroso. They're none of that stuff. They are. Go on any drag boat website and look up air cleaners, and you'll see those. They make them in 2 different sizes. These are Kirky Lowback Classics, and they fit well. Just make sure you buy the right width. Don't get something. I almost went with the 18s because I figured that's what I needed, but in actuality, I ended up going with a 16, and it fits fantastic. It's nice and snug. It's not too tight, but I feel secure in it when I'm sitting in there. It's going to feel fantastic once I have the harness and stuff in there. But anyways, that's about all I have. Just a quick update. Nothing spectacular. No how-to videos, nothing like that. I'm really working on trying to get out of my 2-car garage right now. I'm back in an actual shop. Working out of here is fine. I can do it, but God, it sucks. You have to work so hard at doing simple things. Cutting tubing. This roll bar kicked my butt, man, putting it together, because I'm in here trying to notch tubing in a garage. No workbench, nothing. So it's been a challenge, and it's not been the worst, but it could be a lot better, especially when you have the right space to work in. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Hopefully sometime in the next few months, I am back in an actual shop to where I can actually start doing some things, and maybe even actually do stuff on the side for other people. But yeah, that's the goal, guys. Anyways, until next time.